Noon the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night. 'Cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
Y'all look out, it's froggy outside. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie as we begin Tuesday. Now I've got it hung in my head. All I can hear is Andy singing, "You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole. Baby, something."
I don't remember the rest of it.
Yeah.
Just that first gimmick line.
There's just, the Lord didn't bless me with that talent.
Me either.
I hum in my truck pretty good.
I can't sing it nor remember the words.
I was asked to never sing in the shower in the house. They passed.
Oh, they just have
there.
to shut the door.
Passed ordinance on you.
I have to be quiet because everybody's asleep.
And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It is a God-given talent to be able to sing. You've heard those in church that are wonderful at it. We've also heard those people like me in church.
Well, they got to
shouldn't
remember.
open their mouths.
They got to remember the note and the words.
Yes, sir.
And then
Yes,
you got to
sir.
play a guitar to go with it.
Yeah. That's multi-talented.
I can play the trumpet, or could, or the piano, or.
But I
could,
so
but I couldn't
highly
do it.
respect it. And Mississippi has such a rich of talent. Whether it's an actor or if it's a singer, we may be poor down here, but we sure ship out some good folks to other places.
Well, I mean, look at Mississippi is we're the home of every genre of music out there.
Really
Good,
are.
bad, or ugly.
Yeah, some of it's bad, and they think it's good.
Yeah, but hey, it came from Mississippi.
That's right. Morgan Freeman, it doesn't get any better than that when it comes to an actor. Really like that guy.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, own up to it. I mean, truthfully, usually, even as a kid, if you do something that mom or daddy tells you not to, own it. I done wrong.
Yeah.
You get in trouble for a brief second, and you go on. Skalinsky, here's the latest. Have you read this one?
No, I hadn't.
And I had not caught the picture. Let me find the picture, Odie, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here it is. All right. Do you see this in the background of this picture there?
Yeah.
All right. He had supposedly brought this to Trump because he knew that Trump liked wrestling, and a friend of his gave him that to present to Donald Trump. And he's saying as he was reaching for the belt, he grabbed that folder that had all that information, and he went into that instead of handing him the belt. And that's how everything went south.
Okay.
So he lost his train of thought.
That's what he's trying to say. I think he knew exactly what he was going to do. And he was mad and didn't realize it would turn into just how bad it did.
Well, when you call out America in the Oval Office of the White House,
It ain't going to be good.
and you turn around and say, they're going to come over here to your land, and you say that to Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's Ireland, isn't it, that Rosie went to?
Yes.
She's made a groveling apology to the president of Ireland, saying that Donald Trump should not have said those things about her at the Oval Office. Did she cast the first stone years ago against Donald?
Yeah.
He forgot it.
Yeah.
Although him and Meghan get a... Is that not the line?
Well-
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Him and Megan sat down and said, look, let's talk about our differences.
Yeah.
It came out in the open. It's good. It's over with. It's through.
They're okay now.
Yeah.
But Rosie didn't want to.
Oh, no. Rosie, she thinks different.
Oh, yeah.
And no matter what side of the political fence on this, always remember you could be wrong. No matter what it is, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or if you're either an independent, you could be wrong. And you have to have an open mind with talking with other people and meet somebody halfway in the aisle. Maybe it's not everything that you want, but every now and then you got to bend a little bit for the betterment of the government or whatever agency you're working for. So many people miss that.
I mean, don't we see that in state and federal politics? You've got half the people wanting this, half the people wanting that. Let's come together. Let's come up with a plan. I think we're going to talk to somebody about that next day.
Yeah.
On a plan that's going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
Now, don't completely sell yourself out, but what is overall better for everyone?
Just this week, I learned that. My wife told me to take the garbage down, and I mumbled
said,
something,
"Yes, ma'am."
and she started. And I figured out real quickly if I didn't do that, there would be no supper for the next week. So I just went ahead and bent.
What'd you say?
I
was
rolled
telling
it
the
right on
dog-
down the hall.
I told the dog to come on, follow me.
Let's go. Sometimes you got to, as Kenny Rogers said, you got to know when to fold.
You got that right. You know when to hold them.
Quick on that one.
But that is so true in everything. And how do marriages last? That same thing. It is just like anything else. You got to work at it every day.
Brian said, compromise.
Yep.
Make it work for everybody.
I
Yeah.
will, and I didn't even want to talk about this, but where can I get a sample ballot?
For today. All right, so that's the House of 81 representatives.
82.
82, I'm sorry. 82. And we've got
Three choices.
three choices. You've got Joe Norwood.
Right.
You've got Benson.
You got Greg Elliott, and then you've
Greg
also
Elliott.
and then Denson the attorney.
Denson the attorney. So
And
those
for
are
the
your
life of
three.
me, I can't think of his first name.
Joseph.
Denson.
Yeah.
And
So,
if I had the ballot, I would pull it up, but I don't have one.
Yeah.
But polls just opened. It's good through 7 o'clock, and this is replacing Young, who passed away a couple of months ago. Or has it been a little longer now?
No, it's been. All right, let's see. By law, and people have complained. Well, Tate didn't take long to throw a replacement up. Well, it's not Tate's call.
You got
the
to.
Constitution says within 30 days of vacancy, you've got to announce a special election in 60 days from the announcement. So he's got his hands tied on what time frame he can make that announcement. And so it is it's out of his hands on that. So yeah, Joe Norwood, Joseph Denson, and
City of Meridian doesn't have
what was the other
anything.
one?
Greg Elliott.
Greg Elliott. I'm sorry, Greg. Greg Elliott. Those
That
are your
happens.
three.
It's the pressure. It's the
yeah.
lights in the room that got to you, Odie. Did you want to grab an envelope and
bright.
break it out? And,
You know, now didn't Charles Young Jr. is the one who just passed. Charles Young Sr., if I'm not mistaken, he passed while he was in office under the same position.
yes.
So, man,
So
Yep.
we will elect someone most likely before the day is out. And I think it will be without a runoff on this.
I do too. Most likely it's going to be today, and whoever wins immediately takes office. This isn't one of those that you have a couple of months and then you take office after you get sworn in. Whoever wins today will immediately be District 82 House of Representative for the state of Mississippi.
So we will keep you up to date on that.
2009. What's that, Jeff?
That's when he went in office, if I am not mistaken.
You know, you're right. Yeah.
Speaking of, Senator Jeff Tate will join us on Thursday. Also, we'll talk about some things going around Mississippi. Some things lowering, some things going up. And we'll get the truth behind the matter. And despite, as we've talked about all this, it's best to have the truth and nothing but the truth. And we're going to get that on Thursday about everything that's been going on over in Jackson. So y'all make sure to be here on Thursday morning to listen to all of that there.
We'd like to say we're not just giving you the information. We're going to get it to you straight from the horse's mouth.
See, now I done went into shrimp on the Barbie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but how'd you get that from a horse?
Well, if anybody remember Cheech and Chong, Cheech starred in that movie called Shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
He was hired to date this Australian girl to make her daddy mad. So she hires Cheech, who is supposed to be, and he goes home to visit her rich father, and she has this cousin that lives in the house that loves horses. And she stops Cheech in the hall. She goes, "Will you comb my hair?" And he goes, "Sure." And he's, being obnoxious. And he takes the brush and he pulls down in her hair one stroke. And she goes, "Hmm." And then he does it again. She goes, and then the faster he strokes, the more horse sound she starts doing. And then she goes nuts with one of them bridles and starts beating him. I guess you'd have. It's
Did
funny.
he get
It is the funniest scene I think I have ever seen. So every time I think a horse girl,
I wonder what she would have done with a whip.
Well, she had one, that little horse, and she was beating him to death. It was absolutely funny. Shrimp on the Barbie, it was made during the late 80s, and if you like Cheech and Chong, it is hilarious. And it shows a side of him at the end of it where he truly did have feelings, and he was just hired to make her daddy mad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But he followed his heart.
He did. They fell in love, I think, in the end, after it was all said and done.
Well, I mean, if you're going to weenie at somebody when they brush your hair, you better.
we look at later, after the show, we're looking up the scene.
Yeah,
and from now on, you too will have that in your head.
Everybody's thanking you for that, huh?
Yeah. Things that go around and round.
Well, I used to, honestly, I went to high school with a girl who, and I guess it's your upbringing, what you're around.
Yep.
But she walked like a horse. They had horses.
Did she gallop?
Yes. You know how a horse does.
Oh, pretty. Yeah.
And she done the horse walk. And I was like, wow.
There's a fella out there that I run around his head all night. Kind of like you. You do too.
We'll be right back.
Experience matters, and relationships matter. Joe Norwood is ready to lead on day one because he's already built the connections that get results. It's time to bring our fair share back to East Mississippi. Let's keep growing together. Let's let Joe be Joe. Joe Norwood, not your average Joe. Paid for by Friends to Elect Joe Norwood.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. And before we get political, we want to bring this up. A home was destroyed by fire last night in the Zero community. And let's go here and take a look at this. Let's go pull up this video. Absolutely nothing. And Odie, if I'm not mistaken, this may, if you'll see the pile of bricks there, I think this home was being constructed.
Yeah, what I'm being told was this was like a major renovation. It was being rebuilt. No one was living there, and now that was, a huge loss.
And as you can tell there at the front porch, it doesn't look like that is complete there. If you'll look across there, it doesn't look it.
Yeah, it looks like it's OSB with windows stuck in there, getting ready to be.
And if you were, this was, you could see this for miles.
Wow.
And again, at the end of the day, we can say no one was hurt. That is most important. Look at that fire.
That's a big fire.
And, this has been 2 or 3 big ones we've had in the last few days. The apartment fire that caught this past weekend.
I was trying to think. Let's see. We've got Clarkdale, Long Creek, and Causeyville all responded to that.
Long Creek, Southeast ended up coming.
Southeast went with them. Okay.
Because after they got there, they needed more water.
That was like all hands on deck.
It was. So that's what happened last night. If you've heard all the sirens headed south of town and in that area, that's what was going on. Who you got sitting over here?
Well, we've got our friend Dustin Hill, who is running for Ward 5 City Council for Marion. Coming up here April 1st.
A week from today.
Week from today. 7 days to get out there and press the the concrete some more and knock on some doors. And how's everything going so far?
Yes, going well. Everybody's being very supportive and encouraging. And you're right, it is getting out knocking on doors, and people appreciate it. I will tell you, that is the response that I've been getting. Thank you for knocking on my door. They are not shy to talk to you or let you in,
Right.
even in this day and time where you feel like people may keep you at arm's length. They're not. They're appreciative that you're out there getting to know them and talk to them. And it's overwhelming that people want to change in leadership. So it's going well.
What do you view, sitting back here, especially because you've been just a citizen like the rest of us have, what do you view as number one concern going in, if you were to be elected? What would be the number one thing that you want to fix? What is it that grabs your attention here?
Yeah, so I think every candidate's talking about is public safety. And it starts with strong leadership. So the city council role being part of the process to approve department heads. And if we had the opportunity as a council to approve a police chief, we have to be educated and make sure that we're approving someone that's going to put ourselves in a position with strong leadership. So public safety has definitely got to be number one, and I think accountability and transparency just in all walks of government has to be looked at strongly as well.
And I do see this. You would have to be, I'm trying to think of the word, and I don't want to say the wrong word, so I'm just going to back up from what's going through my head.
You got to be proactive.
I'm trying to be, but even a mouse right now could tell that things are not correct. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. Everywhere in the city, it's the same thing. I don't feel safe. I don't think it's safe, and it is. We got a problem, and then we have someone who's in office that goes, it's the greatest administration you've ever seen. We have no problems. Y'all look that way. There is a problem.
Well, when you have such a depleted personnel, it wouldn't really matter what department it is. It's not going to be functioning at its highest level, right?
That's correct.
You've got to look at things like that, and you've got to look at what we're paying folks, not only in the police department, but again, in all departments. I mean, we got to make sure that we're fully staffed. I mean, running the city is no different than running a business. If you've got depleted areas or depleted departments, they will suffer. So that's what we've got to look at and budget accordingly and educate ourselves accordingly. So,
District 5. For those watching, tell us where District 5, what areas of town is that?
Yeah, so all over from north to south. So it starts at the top of the north side, is close to North Hill Street, around the Northwood area. Then it goes Meridian High, Marion Park area, and then just kind of makes a channel all the way through downtown from 35th Avenue to 23rd Avenue. Then you pick up all of downtown, then you go south of the interstate, pick up Lakemont, you pick up the Bonita area. Probably the biggest geographic area from any of the wards, but not a simple shape, not easy to describe.
Do you know, and I don't know the answer to this before I ask you this, so this is not a trick question in any way. How many voters are in District 5? Is it 10,000? Is it 6,000? Do you know the number of voters in there?
Yeah, so on our list that they gave us of registered voters, mine says a little over 3,400.
3,400 in that. That's a lot of people. And represent, and there's a lot of areas, if I remember, because I got a map over there in the bushes behind that thing over there. That was the old lines. It's been updated since then, but it is a lot of territory, and it has a lot of, in some cases, densely populated area over here, to where there's some areas that have conglomerates of people, but it is a lot of territory. You represent a lot of people there. It
is, and it's a very diverse ward, so that comes with it being a lot of territory. But I just started at the first door and started walking and started knocking, and just crossed off every street. I'm going to as many as I can before April 1st next Tuesday.
Is it a week till then?
A week today.
Yeah,
it is moving quick. That's for sure. One of the things that everybody talks about as well, right now crime is big, as you would say it. But one thing that's always on everyone's mind is where Marion stands. What is the future of Marion? What are some things that you would like to see change in Marion? How could we draw industry or not just industry, but better paying jobs into our area. What are some things that we could look at doing different than what we've seen in the past?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, Odie, and that's the main reason that I'm running is because I think momentum, we have a chance right now. We're poised to have a chance at some good momentum over the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. But we've got to have strong leadership in place to make sure that we plan. We react a lot, but we have not done the best job the last 10, 15, 20 years having a comprehensive plan. And when you don't plan, you have things like a jail that ends up in the middle of your downtown. You have somebody like MSU Meridian that's investing a lot in our community, but we don't have enough housing for their students. So some things like that we've got to all get the smart heads in the room. It doesn't have to be just your elected officials. It doesn't have to be just your mayor, administration, or city council, or board of supervisors. We've got smart, talented, capable people in our community, and we've all got to be talking together to come up with the right solution. Not one single person has to get the credit. We ought to be all working together. I think we were talking about it earlier before the break. You got to give and take a little, but you got to do what's right for the greater good. And if we could put that first and set ourselves up, we've got this economic development coming with the data center, which is huge, biggest announcement in the state, according to the governor. And there's going to be some stuff that comes in on the back end of that. But we've got to be ready. We've got to have a plan to spend those tax revenue dollars. What's important? Infrastructure. We've got this consent decree with our sewer, our wastewater lines.
Right.
Did we plan for that 20 years ago to start tackling some of those things before that, got in front of us? So, again, that's a big reason why I'm running is because I think Meridian's poised to have some great growth and momentum. But we've got to have strong leadership, somebody that can make smart, strategic decisions, who understands our challenges, and has the vision to create real change. And as a business-minded leader, that's what I plan to bring.
So one thing that you had spoke about was you're running. So how did that take place? Did you wake up, look in the mirror, and go, you know what? I think we're going to tackle this and throw our name in the hat. How did that come about? What made you decide to run for District 5?
Yeah,
or Ward 5.
Ward 5, yeah. So I think I've been a leader in other parts of our community. I'm a leader in my realtor association. I've always been involved on the board of directors there and the finance committee there, and at my church I'm involved there, and it's no different. Why not city government? So probably over a year ago, knowing that we do have this momentum coming, I think I can make a difference in a positive way. So I started thinking about it, and as I was telling friends and family about it, it was overwhelming, positive, encouraging support. So I feel like if you're being led to do something, you're telling the people that you trust the most in your life that you want to do it, and they're encouraging you, then it's your duty to try and serve. So that's kind of how that came about. I've never done politics before. I'm not a politician. I'm just a regular citizen. And a small business owner, and born and raised in Meridian, and I want to see it do well. I have 5 children to raise here for the next 40 to 50 years. So,
well, that was a good point.
Sounds like they're not leaving home.
They're not going nowhere anytime soon. We know we've got Dustin Hill running for Ward 5, but who is Dustin Hill?
Yeah.
What's your background? You said you've got 5 kids.
Yeah. So born and raised here. I've been here all my life. I'm 44 years old. I own Hill Real Estate Group downtown. I've owned that for the last 10 years with my partners Tim and Daryl. So I've been in the real estate profession over 15 years. Go to church in Ward 5 at Highland Baptist, serving the deacon ministry there. Involved in the community on the advisory council for Meridian Main Street, on board of directors for our realtor association. Like to be philanthropic. When God blesses us at Hill Real Estate Group, we try and take care of local organizations in our community like Hope Village and Habitat and things like that. So I've been involved in a lot of different areas, never this sector before, but again, why not? I mean, the overwhelming consensus is knocking on doors that people are ready for a change, and change can happen now. We've got a lot of people on the ballot next week, but just I would encourage people to get out and vote. This is important. You hear people talking about low voter turnout, which I do not understand. I have never not voted. But this is important. So we need to have a good turnout next Tuesday. And there is a lot of energy and a lot of positivity behind this race. It's very similar to 2 years ago with the supervisor race. You have some candidates stepping forward now that you know, historically haven't had kind of step out of their realm and get into this. So it's exciting.
Well, we got some more questions coming up for Dustin in just a moment. Y'all don't rush off. We'll be right back and some more. J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Marion.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. We got a couple questions that have come in about this as we get into this. Odie, I'll let you ask a question that just was just sent in.
So this one was sent in, and it said, your ads say you are the only candidate that is a proven leader. Do you want to elaborate on what that means?
Yeah, sure. Being a proven leader in the different walks of life that you're in, especially in my profession, in the Realtor Association, when I got in real estate over 15 years ago, I was not one to sit on the sidelines. You know, I wanted to get involved from very early on and became board of directors president very early on. Have been Realtor of the Year in our association, you know, have been on different finance committees for different organizations. Like I said, been on Main Street Advisory Council the first time Main Street was around, and now again this second time around. So a proven leader is someone who doesn't want to sit on the sidelines, you know, wants to get involved and make a change. There's too many people that are complacent to sit on the sidelines. We've got to have leadership step up to make the hard decisions and make the smart and strategic decisions for things like the real estate industry, but the same way with city government. So that's how I would describe being a proven successful leader.
Okay. All right. As we get into this, the next question that we got about this, if you're successful next week and then you go to the general election, primarily it's 65% Democrat where you are a Republican on this. What is your plan, or do you feel like you can win over, because it will take more than just 30% Republicans to win this? What will you do to convince these Democrat voters to vote for you, to cross lines? What is your plan?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, the numbers that I'm looking at are more like 58-42 if you do the over 18 rather than just the general population. So it's not quite that big a gap. But the other thing is having the household name, being in a local business for the last 10 years, we've sold a lot of houses to a lot of people. So I don't know just Republicans. You know, I know everybody in this town. And what you hope is you've done enough good things and treated people the right way in what you've done in your day-to-day life that they see that and they see you're genuine, which is what I'm hearing when I'm out there knocking on doors. Right now, people want a change in leadership. they are not necessarily just going and checking a box like they have always checked before. They want somebody that can make smart and strategic decisions for our city and feel like they're putting the citizens' best interest in the forefront. So I think you can overcome it. There's no reason why someone would not vote for the most qualified candidate if they believe you're doing it for the right reason.
There's a lot of decisions that will have to be made as this comes about of what to spend money on. And boy, we do spend a lot in the city of Marion with what goes on, and it has to be placed in the right sectors, as in police chiefs. What do you think of? It was proposed not long ago, the mayor getting a hike from 80,000 to 100, I believe, was what they were going for, and it did not make it to the agenda. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think the mayor needs to make more?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question until I get in and dive into a budget as a whole and see what all personnel is making, because I don't know all those salary numbers yet. So again, that just kind of goes to having the track record and the history of being on church boards and realtor boards and being responsible for someone else's money and budgeting accordingly and planning accordingly. So you have to look at everything. I don't think that's just an easy answer to answer what the mayor should make without having all the details and all the information in front of you.
And let me go here. Recently, and I put it out there, and I still believe in it, the current city council voted to raise the pay to $27,000 from $20,000. And throughout this, I've had at least one, I'll say one, complain to me that they didn't make enough money.
Right.
And my thoughts on that are, as you know what it is going in, do you think it was smart for the city council to raise that $7,000? Do you think that should have been done, or should that have been waited to a later point? And do you think the council needs to make that kind of money?
Yeah, again, so I'm not running because of what the salary is or it isn't. So it wouldn't matter to me whether they're paying $7,000 or $57,000. So, but again, I have to get in and do the job. I don't know how many hours it's going to take, so I can't tell you if it's a fair wage for what you have to do yet. If I get elected, have me back in a year and ask me, and I'll tell you. I would say that they have to vote that stuff now because they're possibly transitioning out. I would say it would be a bad strategy to let them vote on their current salary while they're, in year one.
Typically, any career politician will tell you if you vote yourself a raise during an election year, you're not going to get elected.
Yeah.
And that is why it's always done year two, because it gives people about 3 years to forget that you made a mistake. And that you're, and that's typically how it's done. And my headline was career
suicide.
Political suicide is the way I put it. And then I got stopped. A meeting was stopped during the work session and addressed me about that. And I still stand by what I said. I think it is political suicide to do something like that. We got a lot of city employees that probably don't make that.
Yeah.
And then this is considered. Now, I'm not saying that it's not many hours after you go meet that once or twice, but I think there's a lot of city employees that go, I don't make that. And it's tough on that guy that puts in 40 hours a week to somebody that comes in to a couple of meetings a month or how many ever it is. And now, again, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot that goes on outside of those meetings. You have to politic, you have to do things, and you get phone calls. But it's tough for somebody that's out there sweating with a shovel all day, and you go, those guys are making more than you.
Yeah.
That's how the voter feels. That's the way I put that in my comeback on that. But so you'll get in and see what the budgets are to see about the mayor's salary and such.
Yeah, well, you have to look at it and see about everybody. I mean, we've got to put ourselves in a position where we can recruit the workforce for every department. I mean, I know we've spent a lot of this campaign, this election cycle, every candidate spent a lot of time talking about our police department. But
speaking of, let me interrupt you on that and your thoughts on this, because I don't agree with this. We have a police chief, and then we have a consultant.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Should that have been stopped by now?
I don't agree with that structure. I'd have to know the reason, behind the scenes, why it was put in place. Again, those are the meetings you have as a city council when you're supposed to vet these department heads. You're supposed to have these budget meetings. That is something that the council could control. We don't run day-to-day operations, but did the current council approve a police department budget that included this consultant, and it may not be as easy as that. I know if you've never done government and politics, it may be easy, looks easy to solve from the outside in, but again, I think I'm hesitant and smart enough to know you've got to get in there and really dive in and educate yourself.
Well, this goes back to, and let me say this, and I'll just be point blank, and I may make some people mad here, and so be it. But if you've got a department head and you have to have a consultant after 3 to 4 months, maybe I understand a few months in you've never done it, you have to have somebody help you out. But after 3.5 years, you obviously, someone doesn't have trust in you. You're not either able to do your job, or the person that hired the consultant has no faith in you. Something is wrong, and the taxpayer is paying the money on this.
Well,
salaries out on this.
Yeah, I just don't believe that structure is in the best interest of the department, because that chief can't fully lead. So that person,
that's correct.
That person is undercut from day one. I mean, they're kind of, that's not a good strategy. I don't believe, in order to have strong leadership. So.
You get into that exactly as you say. The chief makes a decision. This person goes, no, I don't like that. Well, I'm chief, and that's the way it ought to be. So we've got we don't see problems like that in the fire department whatsoever. It is one of the finest tuned departments that we've got in the city of Marion. It works great. We got more coming up with Dustin as we travel along this early. And let's talk again about voting today.
What do today, 7 o'clock this morning, it's already open till 7 o'clock tonight. District 82, House of Representatives. We got Joe Norwood, not Joseph Norwood, Joe Norwood, Joseph Denson, and Greg Elliott all have their name in the hat for that. So that should be, we'll say that we'll see a winner at the end of the day for that. Now, that is going to be, or could be, a different location than what your regular city election will be next week. This is a county election today because it's a state office. Then next week will be a city. It could be, or it could not be, the same location to vote. But find out for sure. Call Donna Gill and find out exactly where you're supposed to be today, because we need a state leader today because we haven't had one. So we need to get him suited up and ready to go over there and start working for our area tomorrow. So go out, let your voice be heard. You have the right to go vote. You have also the responsibility to make your voice be heard. Make sure you do that today.
We'll be right back. All aboard for the 22nd Annual Loose Caboose Arts and Crafts Festival, coming your way April the 12th in downtown Newton. Craft vendors, carnival rides, food vendors, the dinosaur experience for the kids at the Kids Zone. Zach Logan will be the headliner for the entertainment at Ray Payne Park. The Bank First Car Show returns with cars, trucks, racing vehicles, and classic cars. Plus a motorcycle show as well. It's all happening this year at the 22nd Annual Loose Caboose Festival, downtown Newton. See you there. Stadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, best Stadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954.
Are you tired of your old car being a dud? Well, come into Kia Meridian, where we're giving up to $3,000 over KBB for your trade-in. We have interest rates of over 0.9% and up to $3,000 in rebates. Come in at the Kia Meridian and drive off in a new car and a new you for the new year. Come see us.
The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I'm just curious, but help me out here. Is there like 68 inmates down at the Marriott?
No, it's Yeah, they got a full house.
Don't they have a bucket down there?
Got 2 buckets.
And I say, when's the last time Anthony had this car washed?
Well, you know, they've got all those storms they've been going on. And, you know, as fast as Harold is, he might have stirred up some dust.
It's got a little dust on the car. And what this is about, Clarke County last night, gunfire broke out.
Man.
Our friends at Clarke County Hot Topics were telling me, I called them last night, talked to them about this. An apartment complex was hit several times. No one was injured, but gunplay was happening in Clarke County. Deputies arrived on it. No one was hurt.
Good
but
deal.
It did happen last night. Harold's all over this. He's made it down there.
He got there as quick as he could.
Did you see where his third cousin broke out yesterday?
No, you got a picture? He sure did.
There he is. This is over on Homestead Road.
He's probably still jealous of Harold, as much publicity as he gets, that he wanted to get out too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes you want to go back to the Gunsmoke days. But had a donkey. Y'all be careful. I don't know if the donkey ever got put back up yesterday on Homestead Road or not. So be careful if you're in the area of Homestead this morning. Could have a donkey just jump right out there in front of you.
He may.
Especially with this fog out there.
Yeah, it is. Matter of fact,
Clarke County.
we need to look at radar. We haven't shown that this morning of live radar.
It was a little foggy, still a little foggy out there in places.
Yes, sir. As we pull that up, here we go. Let's move into the Marion area, and we look at this. Look at the west side of the county, and we'll pick up here and show you here. This will pick up right heavy down here around Coke. It gets worse as you get to the Marion Airport, out by the prison, out by Gregg's, and all the way down to Clarkdale. Look at this. Out by Dunn's Fall, the further you go into Clarke County, look at this, all the way down to Jay's Taxidermy here, Highway 18 there around Harmony. We got a lot of fog there. Back west over Lake Edens, y'all can't even see the trees that got knocked down right now.
I hope R.W. and Judge T wears their vest while they're out walking down the road today.
We don't want anything to happen there.
No, not at all.
Bless their hearts. They're trying to raise enough money to where one of them can fix their car. They don't have to walk everywhere.
Yeah, they've been sharing the Uber.
All it took was that bragging at lunch that day. I got 300,000 miles on my truck. Nothing's wrong with it. Boom, it quit the next day.
And you got to rely on R.W.
to come pick you
and
up.
all he's got chocolate hearts in the back with casseroles.
Y'all be seriously watching. School buses are rolling this morning. We want everybody to get to where they're going safely. So far, we've had no. Let me double check my phone. We hadn't had any because it'll sneak up on you.
Because you got 40,000 reporters out there waiting now for something to happen.
Yeah, so there you are. We're on this. We'll be back on watching the weather for you. Be careful on that. Again, Election Day, make sure to go out and vote. House 82 through 7 p.m. tonight. Special election called by the governor, and we're getting ready for city elections in the city limits of Marion. A big one. This has been talked about for the last 3 years. It was a change that came in 4 years ago, and apparently Marion didn't like the change. I hear it every day. And so we've got several council seats that are being contested. We got a couple, as in Ward 5, the person that was in that is now running for mayor, so they had to give up their seat to run for mayor.
Right, and yeah, so Ward 5 seat will be a brand new seat, so it's important. This election cycle, and I said it earlier, is very important, so I want to encourage anybody that's listening out there in Ward 5. Obviously, I'd love to have your vote in Ward 5 and asking for your vote next week on April the 1st, but regardless of what ward you're in, get out and vote. I mean, we want a change in leadership in our council and our administration. If we want that, we've got to be the ones that create that, so you can't sit at home on April 1st. Get out and vote, and that's the way you create change.
Cassie, you're absolutely right in what she just said. And it goes back to, I've used this as an example many times, of when Charles Engle was voted to go represent the Walnut Grove area. It didn't pay anything. He went to represent the farmers in the area for his people. You're a representative. You're not supposed to make money off of it. You're there it's a hardship supposed to be on you to represent the people, and you're right. Exactly. Cassie says, am I correct in thinking that elected position of supervisor, city council people was never meant to be their primary job? I mean, I'm not saying that they don't do a lot of work, but it isn't intended to be more like an elected civic duty. And I agree with that. Giving yourself raises is iffy in that case.
Yeah, that goes back to Odie, what you were asking me earlier on why I was running. When it is, you have to lead with a servant's heart. This job can be a very thankless job, and you can't go into it for what it can do for me. I mean, you are taking this position to what can you do, in my case, for the constituents of Ward 5 and for Meridian as a whole. So you're absolutely right. If you're not going into it with that mindset, you're thinking the wrong way.
And I would be a bad person, so, because I'd be like, when somebody's up there doing something that I'd be rolling my eyes going, when are they going to hush? It would be obvious how I was going to vote. You wouldn't have to wonder what I was thinking.
What was he going through his mind? Well, it's like I've got 2 grandkids here. Got another one coming in May down in L.A. But, you know, we all want to be our kids, grandkids raised around us. And right now, I hate to say it, my grandson's 15. He's looking at engineering. You know, Scotty Ray's son, doctorate in engineering, doesn't live anywhere around here. And if Braylon was to go out and get his education and become a doctor of engineering, he's not going to be able to stay around here unless we see some major changes. So, you know, I've always wanted to serve because I want to better our area and our state for our future. I'd love for my grandkids to stay here, me stay here, my great-great-grandkids, you know, all raised up here. And that's always been a future to see everybody together. And right now, everyone, son, I love you, but if you're going to make a living and raise your family, it's got to be somewhere else. And I'd like to see where, no, we're bringing people in here because we have that type of jobs to offer, not just our family, but anyone else that's wanting to move here.
Yeah, we've missed out on opportunities for too long, and we
slipped out.
You okay?
Yeah, you want some water?
But we do have an opportunity like none we've ever had before right now with Compass coming here. But we've got to plan accordingly. You can't just look up 5 years from now and all of a sudden you got this revenue coming in and like, well, where do we need to put it? So we've got to start talking and asking the hard questions now. And you get something like a Compass data center and this big of an investment. There'll be things that come in on the coattails. We got to make sure we have housing in place to put these workers for not only Compass but whatever follows. And we've got to take a hard look at what our city needs and make sure that revenue goes to the appropriate places.
Success will breed success.
That's
exactly.
correct.
We've got to be ready for it right now.
We'll be back with more on this as we go back to, what year was this? 1918, folks. It happened today.
Everyone knows this guy's voice.
His name was Howard Cosell, and he was born today. One of the greatest sportscasters, until they fired him, that there ever was. All it takes is one slip of the mic, and the next thing you know, they're firing you. Poor Howard.
He almost has as many people as we do watching.
Oh, Howard was good. Anybody remember watching this? And I hate Julia's not here with us to watch this, but the episode of Dukes of Hazzard when Hoyt Axton got pulled over and he had to sing for his supper to get out of his jail.
Boss Hall made him made everybody pay for special
Hoyt
ways.
Axton was born, and of course you'll remember him of Della and the Dealer and the cat name, or was the dog name Della? Oh, how did it go, Odie?
Oh,
Della and the Dealer and you know what I'm talking about.
I know the song, but I can't sing it.
And of course, his mama wrote Jailhouse Rock, and so many Heart and Break. She was May Axton was a great writer.
Huh.
Her and Elvis met back in '55, and she presented him with the song.
Well, I'd be darned.
Bo and Luke Duke, they perfected that sliding over the car hood.
They did, definitely. One day we're going to polish our hood and try it, Cody.
On camera, I hope.
Yeah, we'll do it on camera. It won't be live.
Well, that's no fun.
It is funny how sometimes people can see into the future. Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy. Did you ever see the skit that they done on the politically correct General Lee? Did you see that?
I missed
No,
it.
I haven't seen
Oh,
that.
and it was done some 20 years ago.
I love Foxworthy, though. He's hilarious.
We need to replace that flag with this rainbow colors on the roof. It was, let's take this engine out and put a bio engine in here. He was running like 3 miles an
We
hour.
need batteries on that thing.
It was hilarious. And if you've never looked that up, go to YouTube. They'll do that. Let's go
If any
back
of
to
my
the...
liberal friends are still mad at Elon and want to sell a Tesla, holler at me. You know, if you don't think it's worth anything, I'll buy it from
There you go.
What kind of car is that?
They arrested someone for keying one. A lady at a dealership walked up and just keyed. They got her
What kind
key.
of car?
Tesla.
Y'all heard it first right here.
I had to think about that. That's a tough word, y'all. Let's go back to the Blues Brothers where they were dancing in the restaurant where he just threw in his apron and said, I'm leaving.
All right. We got, before we hit that one, we got to go back one. Della and the Dealer and a dog named Jake and a cat named Kalamazoo.
That's it. That's a great song. Y'all go back and listen to it. Aretha Franklin having a birthday, and if y'all remember her scene from the Blues Brothers. Big show there.
You know, that brought back memory. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, this car just never took off. It just, no little boy ever asked, Mom, go buy me one of these, or wanted to wear a sweater like these
Well,
two.
that sweater
The
threw me
sweater's
off.
what really ruined it. I mean, who wants to wear a sweater and be cool? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're not.
I'm flipping through and I see some dude in a sweater like that. I keep flipping the
Yeah, it just never caught on across. The Torino failed.
Yeah.
The sweater failed.
I just couldn't do it. Of course, I didn't have but like one more channel to choose from.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that one.
I saw this guy walking across 22nd Avenue Bridge just a couple nights ago with the same outfit on. 1947, Elton John was born. I kid y'all not, I saw it myself there.
Isn't he a Knight now?
A what?
A Knight?
Oh, yeah, he was knighted, yeah. She just reached out and tapped him on the shoulder and made him one.
Not too hard.
And there he went. This guy really wants to be young again. Now, he came along about 77 with a song called The King Is Gone. And it would progress to songs like Older Women, Our Beautiful Lovers.
Oh, yeah.
And they all love to sing that in the crowd. They do. It's great. You know that song?
Call those Cougars.
Yeah, the Cougar song. They understand. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know the song?
I know the song.
And he had a great career, but he really truly does not want to grow old because he visits the doctor frequently.
Oh.
Yeah, Ronnie McDowell has a birthday today. He was born in 1950. Still does the Elvis stint. He does a little bit of Conway. He has a great voice.
So you're saying his belly button has risen a little bit?
It has had lots of surgeries there. What was the song they had about there'll be no more motel rendezvous for this Mr. Smith? You're going to ruin my bad reputation. That was a big hit for Ronnie also. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
I'm not the only one in the room that knows that. I can tell by the faces in here, folks.
Oh, yeah.
It was 1954. I want to say Lynn Jr. Quarles got everybody, because he was the only one in Scuba that could afford it. I remember it well. Over right by the post office. Invited. I wasn't there, but I'm here. Two things happened
You're
at that
giving
house.
away your age now.
Two things happened in Scuba, Mississippi. He had the first telephone, and they tore his house down, bless his heart, after he passed away. But he had the first telephone call that was ever made in Scuba. Lynn Jr. did. And then rumor is he had the first television color set that there ever was.
Look at that.
54.
And Scotty Ray.
Look at that. That's been a spell ago, y'all.
Oh, boy, and our generation used that TV when it went out to hold the other TV we put on top of it.
Odie, we didn't even have a TV for about 4 years when I was in grade. Seriously, the one we had broke and it was expensive and it was never replaced. And it was, I think, like my 10th grade year when Dallas was coming out, we got a TV.
Just replace that tube with a fish tank. You sit there and look at it.
Do you remember What's Happening?
I do remember What's Happening.
And I can't remember what his character's name on that. Maybe it tells there. But
Dwayne?
Dwayne, that was it. 1960, he was born there. And it was a cute show. Not bad at all there. We go back to, and of course Merle Kilgore would write this, but it would be the dream that he had, and he woke up with all this in his head and he went recording. You know about all that?
Vaguely.
He had a dream about the way the song started out. Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash woke up hearing those trumpets. That was not done in country music at the time. Heard those trumpets.
Oh,
He
you
ran
had
to
a
the
fiddle
studio.
in the band, but you didn't have a trumpet.
That's right. And the rest is history, as to say. Merle Kilgore was a very talented writer there. Jessica, I never watched anything of that Sex and the City stuff. It just it didn't do it for me. I know that somewhere somebody had to do it because it was a big hit. But at the Boyd household, we never watched Sex and the whatever it was. Sarah Jessica Parker was born.
Well, their belief was a whole lot different than mine, and I couldn't. You keep throwing all of the political stuff in these shows, and it just pushes me away.
Why did I think that this guy had done bad to the bone? I don't guess he is the guy that
sang it on there, but no, he's not the one that sang.
Okay, he just sang it on the Roadhouse.
Yep.
Jeff Healey was born today, 1960. But I had in my head the whole time that was his song, and it wasn't.
And I'm trying to think of, help me out, Dustin, who sang Bad to the Bone?
Randy Travis on a drinking spree?
That's as bad as Tootsie Roll singing it.
I don't know. I should know. They play it.
And I know it.
They play that song every time Bully comes out at this Mississippi State football game.
Bad.
Yeah,
I don't know who does it.
Amy just... She's been yelling at the TV for. But George Thorogood. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah,
that's it.
What's his name?
Helps us out.
Angel Eyes. I've heard it. She's got Angel. I can't carry the tune, but I've heard that one too. There. Quit that.
I couldn't have done no better.
This one I can't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like this. And some of you may have loved this back in 1967, but it reminds me of that monkey movement of that horrible TV show and group. And who were these people? The Turtles. I mean, come on. Happy together.
I remember the song.
Not my thing.
I can't relate to it. But, you will never catch me at a red light playing that with the window down.
Are you sure?
I'm positive on that one.
All right.
Or a Little River Band CD. It's not going to happen. Just.
They're standing in the Little River now.
Oh my!
Talking about them, there they are.
I didn't realize in 1968 we were blessed. They finally pulled the plug, canceled it, and chunked them off TV.
No, they didn't chunk them off because it came on PBS for a while.
Man, there was awful hair. I mean, let's just face it. Somebody didn't know. Their hairdressers were not very good at what they done.
You're just mad because they've got hair.
Do y'all ever think that the beehive haircut for women is coming back?
Look, me and Charlene, every Sunday morning, we go get on Mom and Daddy's bed and sit there and watch Mama get her hair fixed.
Yeah.
She'd pull it up and then sit there and tease it. And by the time she got through, it was way up here.
Yeah.
Now, it was never in a beehive, but I'll never forget.
Last time I grabbed mine like that, it'd come out with a handful. It wasn't attached very well.
You're supposed to use a harder glue than that.
Look, let me tell y'all something. Before Daisy Duke, this woman was on TV, and she had it going on. This would be right before Marion got stranded. We didn't know about Marion yet.
True.
But boy, Bewitched, beautiful lady there.
Wiggle that nose. And
Yes.
Yeah.
It ended today in 1972, and it will always be who's the best Darren. I'm going with the original.
One on the left.
Yeah, original.
The other guy just never warmed up to American audiences. It's like having Coy and Vance.
Yeah, that was the
It's just
worst.
horrible. It's like having a different Incredible Hulk. It just wouldn't be right. What's that little bitty short guy that played David?
Baxter, wasn't it?
Something like that. The guy that played that. Only he could play that part.
And then you had Lou Ferrigno that was the Hulk. And then now they tried to remake it, and the Hulk's like 42 stories tall. You know, come on.
I consider it. I'd never heard of this woman until I bought Habits Old and New. I'd mowed enough grass and saved up $9 to make it down to TGNY to get Hank Jr.'s Habits Old and New. I was a kid, and I push more, and I got it. And I'd never heard of this woman. And I can remember the opening line of him saying, "I like all them Allman Brothers, Merle Haggard and George Jones, and I'm in love with Linda Ronstadt." And I thought, well, who's Linda Ronstadt?
So you had to go mow some more.
To find out who she was. When Will I Be Loved? Y'all remember that song? Recorded today by Linda Ronstadt. And she was kind of pretty back in the day there. An attractive lady there.
Bill Bixby.
It was Bill Bixby.
That was it, yeah.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm mad or something like that.
You
Wasn't that
wouldn't
his
like
famous?
me when I'm angry.
Yeah, that's it.
One of the best shows ever made.
1977, we would tune in on those 3 channels that we had to watch the final episode of this.
Yeah.
And Rollo was there somewhere. I don't remember where he was. And Aunt Esther was hiding over there.
She was swinging that purse.
As Fred G. Sanford ended tonight, And correct me if I'm wrong. It ended because Lamont was saved, and he felt that the show did not represent Christian values. Am I
That is
not wrong?
correct. So he,
I've never heard that. Is that right?
he was saved, gave his life to Christ, and became a preacher, and then did not feel that the show was the footstep he wanted to be known for. So he,
Because it was the outtakes. If you've ever been around Red Fox or watched anything when he wasn't on camera,
boy, I tell you what, yeah,
he would teach some words that even
he was
sinners
not
didn't
meant
know.
for 7 p.m. Not
No,
like
sir.
they got now.
No, sir. No, sir.
Charlene watched this, and I ran to another room.
I don't know. I was used to what's his name, McLeod running through the street, Barnaby Jones being the guy on there,
Dirty Harry
being my heroes there when it come to cops. Even T.J. Hooker.
I could. Well, it's because that female.
Yeah, we didn't
cop.
pay him any attention there. Do y'all remember the TV show Hunter? Do you remember that one? I liked him.
I do.
That was good.
I didn't watch it for him either.
Don Johnson was okay. This was before all that, and this had never happened. And in my opinion, it never worked. But somebody suffered through it for a few years there as Cagney and Lacey debuted. You remember she was in one of the Dirty Harrys there as his partner, didn't make it there. Ty Daly, I think it's Daly is her last name. Yeah. So there you go. We would lose this lady, and who didn't remember watching her? It was grainy on television with the little lines, and you'd have to tap the TV, but you'd see her run over with the quicker picker upper. Nancy Walker passed away. She was that lady that was the waitress there.
Golly.
They said she was in a movie, but nobody remembers it. It was just her paper towels that made it.
You watch this.
This is like very weird. You got to tell the truth, but this was a TV show. It's like playing the Little River Band. It just don't. It gives you the willies. It does me.
I just couldn't do it.
Perfect Strangers premiere tonight.
I don't remember that one.
It was weird. It is real weird. They were.
You didn't miss nothing.
Yeah, we'll leave.
All right, fair enough.
We'll leave that. This is one of the greatest that ever come along. When this guy hit, as a matter of fact, his first song was recorded at Bombed. He would finally get another record deal after washing dishes, and it would go haywire. It just went over the top. Same song had been released a year before, but it would be together where we would see that wedding starting in the video. When videos are very new to country music, you'd see the video start, and the girl was getting married, and they were taking the snapshots, and then you'd hear him go, well, I don't know if I should sing. And Randy Travis broke loose with Forever and Ever. Amen.
Oh, I tell you what, it was something. And I can't even, and I know her name like back of my hand.
Betty's Being Bad?
No, that sings that song and sang it to him.
To Randy?
Yeah.
What was it about?
Well, it was that song.
To my Carrie Underwood?
Yes.
Yeah. At the recent awards.
Yes. Oh, man, that was good.
Well, she's just pretty.
Well, she's that too.
And talented.
She's got legs up to here.
I've never noticed that. My wife told me I could not look at that. Shame on you, Odie, for noticing something like that. I'm going to move over here. Wait for you for acting that way.
You're going to go back and look now, though, ain't you?
Back in 1988, I remember this. And this was probably been going on in football, and it just had never really been teased about. But it does happen to where they try to sway a football player to come play for their team. Anybody remember watching Johnny Be Good, where they rolled out the red carpet for this little guy there that was a quarterback? Very, very good comedy. And that's what's his name back there in the back?
Yeah, Iron Man.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Who played
Downey, right?
Downey, yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
And he probably did the very best Sherlock Holmes that I've ever seen.
He did do a good job in that one. I'll agree with that.
I liked his character on that. But that was 1988, folks. Whew. Man, you want to talk about a song that touched so many people. Reba McEntire. Who remembers I'm a New Fool at an Old Game?
Yeah.
That girl
she
could
wasn't
just...
hard to look at either.
No, she's still kind of pretty, as they say. We would go back to 1989. This movie would premiere a TV show tonight. Quantum Leap. Y'all remember that? Him and Ziggy had just jumped from one year to the next.
He
ended up on... what was that?
NCIS New Orleans, I believe is what it is.
What was his name?
Scott.
Yeah,
It's a funny last name.
Yeah, Bako or something.
Baculet.
Yes,
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I was looking for
There
his
it
name.
is, all the way down. Bartocomus.
Oh, I was off on that.
Oh no, that ain't it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, Scott something with a B.
yeah, we can't remember. Let's go to 1996. I can't believe it's been this long. Out of the clear blue sky, George Strait had a number one. That man can wear him a pink shirt, couldn't he? Ain't nobody picking on him.
Ain't nobody say nothing about that.
Let's see what else happened today.
Bakula. They were Scott, Bakula, Bacula.
Yeah. It's kind of like Dracula with a B.
That's what I think.
Yeah, of course it took a woman to tell us the right one.
Let's go back
Kinda
to
like us
you remember the
for
song For the Good Times? Well, he got some good times. He got arrested today. Ray Price went to jail for having Mary Jane up in his house.
It might have
That'll
been
do
for
it.
his glaucoma.
I don't know what it was for, but he went to jail. We would lose today, if you will remember. Wanda Williams was her name. As we go back to Good Times, y'all remember that TV show? She passed away today.
Wow. She was the grandmother.
Yes.
JJ's grandmother.
Yeah, that was the famous Dynamite, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
You got to do it right.
I left him my old house, left him my old watch and my old house key. It would be the song that would change him. He'd been in retirement running his radio stations, and after he'd gotten off Hee-Haw, an old boy from Pikeville, Kentucky showed up on the scene, was a hero of his, convinced him to do a song with him, and well, the friendship began there. Buck Owen would pass away today, back in 06.
So Yoakum did have a friend.
He did. I'm a picking and I'm a grinning.
All right, so we're getting told that is Baculet.
Baculet.
Okay.
Cassie, you may have to.
Bacula or Baculet. So we got a couple of different ones. But his name's Scott.
Mary says it's legal to watch that Perfect Strangers in the state of Mississippi. Isn't that what she's meaning by that?
No, she's saying it's legal to get some glaucoma medication.
Who remembers, this guy didn't have anything else that ever amounted to anything, but the song, Skip a Rope, listen to what the children say, skip a rope. Mom and Daddy had a fight.
I don't know that one.
Y'all don't know Skip a Rope?
No.
I mean, even those weirdo Kentucky headhunters tried to re-record the song, but they didn't do it right. Skip a Rope.
I wouldn't have tried to record it.
Henson Cargill passed away today. Y'all really don't know that?
He reminds me of Big Enos.
Skip a Rope. And we would lose Dan Seals today. Y'all remember him? Everything that glitters is not gold.
Now, I remember that one.
Yeah, he passed away today. He was also known as England Dan at one time. And that wraps up our moment in history. We'll be right back after this.
Elect my dad to City Council Ward 5.
Elect Dustin Hill to City Council Ward 5.
Elect my dad to City Council Ward 5.
I'm Dustin Hill, and as the only candidate with proven experience, strong leadership, and a track record of success in the business community, I humbly ask for your vote in the Republican primary for Ward 5 City Council on April the 1st.
Elect Dustin Hill!
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good and reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Welcome back, and as we were talking about, the donkey is loose again.
Yes, the donkey is out by Old Homestead Road, out at the old Peavy place. So be careful. I don't guess he's got his map to show him where Harold's at and which way to go. But if you are missing your own your own donkey,
Oh,
he's
low.
probably right
That
down.
was low.
I still love you, sister. He's down there at Old Homestead Road. Go get him.
I brought this up earlier and I didn't show it, but I got to agree with Donald Trump on this. I Googled it so y'all could see this. He threw a fit and they removed it from Colorado. They'd put it in the Capitol. Where's my button here? Here it is. Here's the picture here on the right. Let me show y'all how this looks there.
And they say she was good, a wonderful artist, but yeah, she destroyed that one.
And let me just go ahead and tell you my thoughts on this, because not everybody's brave enough to do it. If your artwork looks like it was thrown against the wall, that's not art. I want to be honest with you about this. It has to resemble what it really is to be art. You
Well,
a trash can with some paint dumped on it is not art. A banana duct taped to a wall is not art. You should be able to see the image of a person or a building or a beautiful flower with little happy trees.
I've been thinking about getting a grape and using Scotch tape on a piece of poster board.
I just don't understand how my views could be that way off. I mean, that ain't art. And people rolling around on a canvas with paint on it, that is not art either. Now, I know that little thing Farrah Fawcett done was something else to talk about, but let's say it was not art. Did you forget about that?
Yeah, kind of. I did. Now it's in my head.
I forget how much they got for that, but what they done was they dumped a bunch of paint and Farrah Fawcett rolled in it, and it was sold as art. That's still not art.
No. I mean, I want a Bob Ross. That's art.
Oh, happy tree there. And I like detailed art, where it almost looks like a picture was taken. Somebody that is that good.
Yes.
I was not blessed with drawing. There's a lot of things I wasn't blessed with now that I come to think about it.
I can't trace real good.
I'm no artist either. So the much I know about his art is my partner Tim Allred does some fine paintings, and I have some of those.
And you know, to be like a house builder, you got to be pretty good at that also, to draw plans for houses for people to see what the house will look like. I ain't that man.
I like Thomas Kincaid, and I got a few of his, and I'm telling you.
Get him at a garage sale?
Well, I got one there.
Okay, I know Odie.
Anybody got any more you want to sell? Holler at me.
Yeah, boy, those prices, all it takes is a death up in the family, and the prices of those pictures go up.
Well, the bad thing is the family went out and bought all the originals of Thomas Kincaid.
Yeah.
And now all you've got is the reprints. Now, they're still, worth a little bit, but I love his painting. So
hey, he was good there. You find he had a big show in a place in Gatlinburg, didn't he? His studio. Huh. Yep. Dustin Hill has been our guest this morning as he seeks election to Ward 5 in Marion, Mississippi. As we're getting ready to close out the show, tell us why vote for you. What is your plan? And kind of recap why they should vote for you. What, a week from now?
Yeah, just a week. So, I would be honored to have your vote on April the 1st, a week from today. Ward 5, City Council, vote for Dustin Hill. Meridian is at a pivotal position right now. We deserve strong leadership, someone who understands our challenges and has the vision to create real change. And as a business-minded leader, I know what it takes to make smart, strategic decisions that can drive growth. So vote for me on April the 1st, Ward 5, City Council. If I haven't seen you yet at your door, I'm coming for you this week, as many as I can get to before Tuesday.
Well, we wish you luck with that. And the election, again, will be here before. Dustin, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Again, elections are very important. We want you to study on all of this. Be sure of what you're doing next week. Don't waste a vote. As we found out, 5,000 people put a mayor in last year out of 34,000. Very low turnout. Could have been a lot different had more shown up. We do hope that this is going to be a record-breaking year for that. We can't guarantee it. We've had some that were duds on turnout. And it looks to be kind of sunny that day.
But make your voice heard, just like we want your voice to be heard today. Special election, District 82 House of Representatives. You got Joe Norwood, Joseph Denson, and Greg Elliott. Most likely the winner for today. We'll be going to work tomorrow and speaking for us. And we definitely need somebody over there to do that. So 7 o'clock tonight, they close, so go by there before then.
Rump Road, can't go this way. Closed off if you're going to be taking Old Country Club East that runs down into Marion Lazelia Road or out to Highway up to Confederate Drive is going to be closed there. They're doing some repairs there, and it looks 3 weeks.
Ooh.
So reroute your plan there of the way you travel if you cut through that way to go to Marion each day.
Yeah, get you a new game plan, and don't wait to the last minute.
Without a doubt. We had to say congratulations here. Boy, this is always good to show these. To Philly Select. They've won first place in the 8U Kid Pitch Tournament over the weekend. Congratulations to them.
Look at
always
them showing
good.
that ring off.
Well, yeah, they didn't have rings when we were little.
No, we were lucky to get a trophy.
Ooh, we need to talk.
Not everybody was a winner.
That's true. We need to talk about Miss Addie Gale. I want y'all to check this out. Bless her heart. She was a big winner this weekend, 8 years old. She goes to Kemper Academy, and she won the dance Mana Petite down this weekend in Biloxi, if I said that correctly there. Congratulations.
Well, I don't know that word, so I don't know if it was right or not.
But, boy, she got her big old trophy. They'll be able to drink some Mountain Dew out of that.
Yes, congratulations.
Hold the lot there.
Man.
Yeah, it's big to compete and win. We want to remind you, coming this weekend, Becky is getting it ready. It's going to be up at Bonita as we get ready for this big show. Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. The Spring Extravaganza Gift Show. It's going to be Saturday from 9 until 3. Drop in and see it at Joanne's old location there.
Yeah, go by. Y'all know where it is. She had it there last year. And I bet they're going to have one of them sausage dogs.
Oh, yeah. He'll always
Jack
be there.
will be there. So get by and get early because they go quick because they're so good.
Yes, sir. Enjoy it there. So we'll see you there bright and early Saturday morning. Sad news, Amory, Mississippi over the weekend. We had a child that was struck by a car and lost her life. That is just due north of here, North Mississippi, up in Amory. We certainly hate to have to tell those kind of things. It's just bad there. More shot in Jackson than you shocked on this one? We had
No, I'm not
one dead,
shocked.
seven injured.
But it's just absolutely mind-blowing that this is a normal, everyday occurrence, that someone somewhere is dying from needless gunshot. And then look at the injuries that go with it. Terrible.
And I need two sources on this, but if this story ends up being true, it's supposed to be some upset truckers. We got any truckers watching?
Oh, yeah, we got a few of them.
You've always heard the Long-Nosed Pete. You've always heard about the Kenworth truck. But if this story is true, they're saying they're fixing to stop production of the rigs that look like this, and they're going to get a whole new redesign, and you won't be seeing this type of rig on the highways anymore, at least new ones. That truck is just iconic. It goes back to Smokey and the Bandit, the long-nosed truck. How could you do that?
Are they going to be squared off again?
I don't know. Kenworth and Peterbilt are built in the same factory. It's virtually the same truck with a Peterbilt sticker on one and a KW on the other.
I guess all they need is a place to put the battery.
Man, but those trucks chromed out, and I think everybody will know they're absolutely gorgeous on the highways. I'm scared of you. I'm going to stay out your way, but you got pretty trucks.
Yeah. And they put some money in them trucks, too. Not just the cost of building them and buying them, but making them look good.
I was talking to an owner-operator, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, and he said, I have seen people that will walk away from a brand-new Mack truck to take a 15-year-old Peterbilt because they just look better. It's image. Image is everything when it comes to a trucker.
Yeah. Throw a little chrome on it and it looks brand new.
What was that Trace Atkins song? Chrome. Remember that deep voice he had? Chrome. It's time for birthdays this morning. Who we got having one, Odie?
Birthday. Let's see. Dayton Adams got a birthday. Les Hagwood with Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department's got a birthday. Brandon Sanders is 35. Kathy Stripling's got a birthday because her husband Pete's buttering everything up for her. Maddie Hayes got a birthday. Lauren Walker and Laney Michelle turns 1 today. What you got?
I don't know if we'll be able to get it on screen, but I think I have to show this because I got pictures, and they're picking on you. They're picking on you.
Up again.
I'm gonna put it up to the camera.
Pull the camera up. His camera.
Okay, let's see here.
All right, move to your left just a little bit. There we go.
I got a picture that said nice rack. I don't know that that's
I knew I shouldn't have let Odie be in charge of positioning me.
That was pretty good.
You distracted me by putting my sign where I wanted it. You're like, scoot over a little bit.
Over a little bit. Well, we knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
Jamie Chandler's birthday yesterday.
Well, happy birthday there.
Yeah.
Well, it is at the end of the show as we get ready to go out and face the wild world. I may have to go to Philadelphia today. I think I got to go up there for a minute or two.
You know how to get there?
It's yonder way,
All
right?
That's it.
Go north, young man.
North.
I was up there Friday. I think I got to go back today. Look forward to that. And we'll be all around Marion today tracking down whatever's happening to let you know what happens first. It's very important to know what goes on in your community, and we're going to tell you honestly and straightforward. As we do that, something else we got to tell you about. We don't want a day to go by without you knowing this guy that we know.
What's he going to send us to today? Today, he's going to take us to Deuteronomy 6, verse 5. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. You know, one thing that God said was, if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, we can move mountains. And that's all it takes, is just trust in Him. We can do anything we want to do. Ask Him to come into your heart, forgive you of your sins, to lead you through your life and start your day and end your day with Him on your mind. Talk to Him. Prayer's free and prayer's wireless. If He's listening anytime, reach out for Him. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hump Day be here tomorrow. Friday's still on the way. Until then, remember, we love you. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.